With Sex Education Season 2, we see extensive character development for the different main characters as we even get a view into their relationships with their families. To start off, Otis, who couldn't get off in Season 1, has now, in the words of Eric, discovered the wonders of his own penis. He tries to resist the urge to restart therapy in school, but there's mass hysteria in school because everyone thinks they have chlamydia, causing him to step in. His masturbation problems cause him erection difficulties with his girlfriend Ola, and he finds out his mom is dating Ola's dad Jakob. This makes him feel weird and angry, and we're back to all that anger he feels towards his mother. Mr. Groff is doing a shit job at controlling the mass hysteria. There's a PTA meeting and the vice chairman is there. Jean impresses her and other parents with her knowledge of sexual health, causing her to offer Jean a job. Jackson's blonde mom, who used to be an athlete, is riding him harder than ever and fails to acknowledge that Jackson might not be interested in swimming anymore. His mom still fight all the time, and Jackson ends up hurting himself on purpose to get out of the pressures of swimming. Maeve is still out of school, but her mother has returned with another daughter, and she tries to convince Maeve that she's changed and she's in NA meeting or rehab or something. Maeve manages to blackmail Principal Groff into letting her back into school with the help of Miss Sands. Mr. Groff is still having a hard time impressing the chairman. Otis and Maeve decide to open the clinic again, still ignoring whatever it is they feel for each other. Jakob is now at Jean's house all the time, and he's really a handful. Maeve is in a weird place because she's jealous of Ola and Otis, and Jackson's still pissed at her. Ola has a bit of resentment towards Maeve. Raheem is a new boy in school and is going for Eric in a very straightforward manner because he's French and all. Meanwhile, Adam is finally settling into military school, but he's framed by two boys because he catches them helping each other out with their hands, and this leads to his expulsion. Amy gets sexually assaulted on a bus, leaving her traumatized for the whole season, and unable to use the bus, she reluctantly reports it due to pressures from Maeve though. Jackson gets drawn to theatre and the part for Romeo and goes back to his tutor for the term, who helps him with literature and basically turns him into Leonardo DiCaprio. Everything is going well with Raheem and Eric until they run into Adam, who is now back and working at the same building Raheem lives in. Eric is visibly affected by this. Adam begins to form a friendship with Ola, who tells him Eric and Raheem are dating, although this isn't very accurate. Adam is able to muster up the courage to talk to Eric and they begin going on midnight walks. Adam is happy for the first time ever. Adam's mother goes to see Jean, who has now taken most of the clients in school, and she talks to her about marital problems as she feels her husband isn't attracted to her anymore and it isn't just working. Jean goes home and finds ex-husband Remy, who is pretending he's here to see Otis. He has a kissing contest with Jakob, who leaves and they end up kissing before they are interrupted by Otis. Maeve, who is now on the quiz team, is having a bad first day as her teammates think she isn't a good team player. Things get worse when she tells Otis she likes him, but Otis gets pissed because it's kind of too late. This affects Otis though while trying to have sex with Ola, causing a sad Ola to tell him to choose between her and Maeve. Ola finds comfort in her friend Lily, but she has a sex dream about Lily and realizes she might be attracted to her. Jean, who is dying of guilt, confesses to Jakob that she kissed Remy. Jakob leaves after this. Amy is still struggling with trauma and wouldn't let Steve touch her anymore. She still wouldn't tell anyone how badly she is affected. Maeve befriends her paraplegic neighbor, who is bent on convincing her that her mom would still relapse. Remy has a meltdown while on a camping trip with Otis and Eric, and it is revealed that he's here because he has nowhere else to go since his wife broke up with him because he's a chronic cheat. Otis, who then decides he doesn't want to be like his cheating father, tells the distraught Maeve that they can't hang out anymore, only to have Ola break up with him after that. As you would expect, this makes Otis furious. But Ola has realized she really likes Lily and goes to kiss her, which Lily welcomes at first but ends up freaking out. A sad Eric realizes that Adam would never acknowledge him in public, and he then decides to say yes to Raheem, and Adam is back to sad, grumpy Adam. So Lily is avoiding Ola, Maeve and Ola still have silent beef, Otis isn't speaking to either of them, and Otis decides to have a small gathering to show how cool he is, but Eric ends up inviting the whole school. Otis gets curious about his mom's book, so he takes it. Mr. Ruff sees it and uses it to get Jean fired by leaking confidential notes. At Otis' party, Jackson has a panic attack and he is calmed by Bev, who goes to tell his parents about all the pressure and his new love for acting. Otis' small gathering is now a big party and he ends up embarrassing Ola and Maeve and himself. He does end up with Ruby at the end of the night though, can you believe it? Ruby deflowered Otis. But he was too drunk and Ruby's not sure to use the condom, so they go to get the morning after pill, and we see a more human side of Ruby for the first time. At school, someone slut-shamed Miss Sands, so the girls are forced to work together, and it's rough at first, especially between Maeve and Ola, till Amy confesses she can't get on the bus, forcing the girls to realize they all had common stories of assault or abuse. They all band together to help Amy get on the bus, and she slowly begins to come to terms with her trauma. Jackson is finally able to come to terms with his mother, who is very understanding. It's time for the play, which is a very psychosexual take on Romeo and Juliet from the unique mind of Lily. Jackson is nervous at first, but gets the hang of it. His moms are proud, and in comes Adam. He's here to fight for love after a talk with his mom. He offers Eric to take his hand. Eric does. Raheem is heartbroken. Jean, who is already heartbroken by her situation with Jacob, gets even more terrifying news when she finds out she's pregnant. Maeve isn't talking to Otis. Ola still wants to be friends though, but she tells him he might have a fear of becoming like his dad, which makes Otis realize he needed to talk to his dad. He talks to his dad, who is an asshole, but he tells Otis to hold on to the ones he loves. This makes Otis, who knows he's in love with Maeve, pick up the phone to tell her how he felt while watching her on the quiz finals. Maeve's day isn't going so well though, as she calls child services on her mother, as she finds out through the help of Isaac that her mother did drugs again. She's in with her phone when Otis' declaration of love comes in. It goes to voicemail and Isaac deletes it, so we're back to square one with Otis and Maeve. Damn you, Isaac.